On.
Welcome to the TKC Offline Daytona 500. We are going to be running 60 laps, more like 150 miles here for our first race of the offline season. Thank you for joining us. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with series host Matt Haas and yours truly, who also is in partnership with Touring Kart Championship, who we run races on the East Coast at rental tracks during the winter and summer, and also going to have the Northeast Karting Challenge coming up. So in this race, you got a lot of different names from the Touring Kart Championship, people that have made starts in all of our races at one point or another, you will find in this field. So should be a pretty good race out there, Matt Haas, and the driver performance will be based on the real NASCAR driver that your car correlates with. So make sure as we're going through the field, make sure you see what driver you got. And congratulations to all the drivers that made the race. Unfortunately, if you have not made this race, I'm sorry. Hopefully you get to enjoy this one. And if you want to enjoy more races and get a charter, let us know. We might be able to get you in more of these offline races in the future. Right now, we are celebrating 20 years of NR2003 as well as Daytona Speed Weeks as the duels. Daytona Duels will be live tonight on Fox at 6 p.m. Eastern. So we are recording for the Daytona 500, and hopefully you got to enjoy the duels on Thursday. So that's awesome. We are really getting into the hype and all the energy here around Daytona International Speedway. And thank you to the mod creators who have helped us out. And who are they, Matt Haas?
Yeah, I want to thank, we'll get to the pace car right here. The designers are Splash and Go Graphics. I want to thank them for the mod, and BBMC for the track. And a huge thanks to that Designs who made this track, or made this car set here with all the cars of fictional 2024 NASCAR Cup Series. And they're about to release the 2025 on the next gens, which might be Season 2, hint hint. So let's see how this Season 1 goes, and we might do a Season 2. You never know.
You never know. This is just something we're doing to get people involved and have some more fun with the NASCAR races throughout the season. And also stay tuned to events that TKC will be hosting with karting. We will also be hosting practice sessions with Kart with Friends, and also stay on the lookout. We might be doing some group race hangouts, getting all of the people from the community, no matter you're with us on YouTube, whether you watch any of the onboards from any of our drivers or you're one of our drivers, doesn't matter who you are. If you are involved in this sport and you want to come out to the races and have a group of friends to come see a NASCAR race at Pocono or Dover, hit us up. We are going to all be around. We're all going to be out there watching the race. Hopefully getting to meet some of the drivers. We're going to be having some special packages in line in the future. So definitely get in touch with us, as we just try to fill this time to get on the grid. And we should be hearing the command pretty soon. So let's just go through our grid really quickly, Matt.
Yeah. So in first place, well, obviously we're going to go this quick because we only have 1 minute to go over the grid. Oh my. Because this is a really fun event. So let's see. So I'm going to just name some of the big names that are in here. So we got, oops, that's not the car that I want. So we got the 25, Alex Smith. And of course, I'm
starting
pressing all the wrong
P2. Buttons. All good, no problem. We got Alex Smith starting in position number 2 in that 25 machine. Tim York in the 12 machine on pole. And then Justin Dietrich in P3 on the inside of row 2. On the outside of row 2, Indy Cassie, definitely a endurance driver that races with us on iRacing a lot. Also, we have seen him at United Karting make a TKC start. And then P5, we have Tanner Campos, the number 24 machine. And P6, we have the number 18 of Christian Barker. And then P7, we got the number 88 of Brenna Schubert. And we got in P number 8, Matt Haas, and that number 10.
The number 10 of Nick Aguilar. He's one strong Kyle Larson fan, and part of the Urban Youth Racing School. As we got 5 seconds till the commands, that will be your top 8. P9 and P10.
Drivers, start your
Carson
engines.
Cole and Alex Patino make up P9 and P10, and then I will do the command. Gentlemen and lady, start your engines. And now as they're already rolling, here we go. I'm going to continue to go through this field here, and I will do the rest. We got P11, the number 62 machine. That's Steve Hetrick. Steve Hetrick out there. He is a very avid motorsports enthusiast and race fan from around Reading, Pennsylvania. He goes to Slick Willie's, has 2 TKC race wins, and he is actually the oldest TKC race winner, but also he is one of the few multi-race winners. Whenever we come to Slick Willie's, he is definitely a threat no matter what. So he is starting in that number 62 South Point Casino machine that Brendan Gaughan usually drives in the Cup Series. And we got P12 of Wyatt Smith in the number 19 machine. Young racer that races with us from Connecticut. Watch out for him. And then we got P13 and number 20 of Ben Braley, defending TKC Summer Champion. And then P14, you got the number 9 of Nathan Orman. P15, we got a title contender in the Winter Championship in the top 5 right now, number 47, Brandon Devine. And then P16, number 95 machine. 7th in Budweiser Duel, number 2, Matt Meekum. And then we got P17, number 28 of Joe Peters. P18, number 99, another TKC open wheel regular, David De Silva, starting in P18 there. And then P19, Alex Penn, great endurance driver. You can see him take a bunch of different disciplines, and he will do it. At P20, we got Colin Cropley. P21, Augusto Fanes. P22, Sam Catnese. P23, Jake Ennis. P24, Daniel Boyles. And I think we are heading to the start-finish line. If we did not get your name, we will definitely point it out as we go through this field. As boogity, 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 green, 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 let's go racing, boys. Quoted Darrell Waltrip, that 12 machine of Tim Yorick leading the field into turn number 1 as we have 2 rows, 2 by 2 now starting. And is that 37 machine going to make a 3 wide on the inside? Yes, he will. That 37 machine of Justin Dietrich being risky, taking no prisoners early on. He takes the race lead early at Daytona, Matt.
Yeah, Justin is one of our very avid pro karters that races all over the world, and he's also traveling to all 50 states to race go-karts. So if you want to try and donate anything to him, I'll be hugely appreciated from him. But yeah, let's see how all the other drivers are doing. Some of the big names we did. We have let's see, Sam Catnese, we see RJ Cummins, Liam Mahone, Matt Haas, Dave Campus, Chris Zerlowski, and he's going to leave lap 1. Get 5 extra bonus points. It will be the 24.
Number 24 machine, and for this season, the 24 machine is owned by Tanner Campos, running the full schedule. And then we got Carson Cole making a move on the inside. New race leader already.
Yeah, Carson Cole is one of our Monza regulars that races all the time, and he's always a threat when it comes to Monza.
3 by 3 here at Daytona International Speedway as we head into turns number 3 and 4 for lap number 2 of 60. As I said, we're running 150 miles here in that 3rd lane, beginning to develop on the outside row. And one thing about Speed Weeks that we are also going to see on the sim side of iRacing is how many lanes can you really try to find with the other cars, and how long can you run that without having an issue? And you really got to work with the other drivers in the pack, Matt.
Yes, that's 100%, 110% correct, because one small mistake will end up in the big one, and nobody wants to end up there and DNF it. So, but here comes the 98 down the inside, trying to pass Carson Cole. But the question is, does Cole have enough room to get back down there? And he will just clear him. But
just about. Pretty interesting stuff going on here. One thing you do see with real life Gen 6 is once you get in that front row, you can kind of control the draft behind you. That you have that clean air in front of you, as Carson Cole's going to attempt to do. But if you're still going to run, you can't come down on that driver. Sometimes you just got to give it to him and follow back in line. You're still going to have about 60 laps remaining. Here's Brenda Schubert leading the charge on the outside lane in that number 88 machine, and that is a pretty decent place to be in the beginning. She's got clean air in front of her, as she's going to have a pack behind her, pushing her forward. So as long as she can kind of hold it in place, she might be able to do something with this. But the pack develops and changes so much throughout these Daytona races, and that's one thing the INI we've tried to create, and this mod creator creates really well, is simulating how the pack and the slipstream changes throughout the race. You know, even with some slight headwind, or even just drivers shuffling up, and you know, sometimes dicey things happen in the middle of the pack will make people lose the draft. But as we see a move for the lead, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Alex Patino, the two cars starting to lock bumpers, just like in 2010, where you can block bumpers and pull away from a two-car tandem. But so far it didn't work out. But here comes Christian Barker in the 18 and Nathan Norman in the 9. I see Colin Cropley's up there. As we
Alex Patino,
a lot of cars in this pack.
A lot of cars still in the running here, really trying to push forward here. Alex Patino in that number 98 machine trying to take the lead, but Carson Cole doing a great job keeping this pack under control. And looks like that Tide car is starting to come in now on the inside lane, leading that inside charge. That is really, really good for him. Yeah, and then there's a Ford machine as well behind him. The number 99 and the number 4 are helping each other out to try to get up to the lead.
Yeah, the number 99 is actually a split between David Silva and the 59, who I believe is racing as well. Yeah, Brock McConney. That's a split ride. Same with the 77 of Ryan Miller. And I forget who else is running that car, but there's only like a lot of full-time drivers, a lot of full-time cars, and 2 drivers, aka the 99 and the 77, that have 30, only 2 cars that have multi-drivers.
Yeah, just splitting up the schedule. And that's really something that we'll see throughout this offline series. Some drivers vowed to only take a few of the races and kind of split them amongst other drivers. So that's really awesome, you know, getting everybody involved. You know, we only have 40 seats, but we've had a lot more than 40 drivers racing TKC. So, you know, glad the teams were able to spread out their season campaign. But I got to say, it's been awful clean here. I think we've been a little spoiled with how clean they've been so far. But great driving so far, being really clean with each other, being rather patient, even though it's early in this race. We should be seeing 2 pit stops as the fuel and tires both wear pretty quick, even as Daytona has aged a little bit. The tire wear definitely has increased. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be 2 pit stops. They're going to have to really slow down out of turn number 4, and they're going to have to make sure that they get down there, and that's where problems can ensue, Matt.
Oh, yes, 100%. But look at the 95 of Matt Mika. He started all the way back in 16th, and now he's up to 3rd. Same with Wyatt started. I'm looking at my schedule right now. The thing. And Wyatt, oh my, started P12. So some drivers that actually started deep in the pack are starting to make their way up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, you know, even some of these drivers that are out back, and a lot of these guys I didn't even mention, like Jake Ennis, Sinkat Mead, Daniel Boyle, Semmett Osgood, Dylan Matthews, Jeff Ramsdell, Colin Lichtenlaner, RJ Cummings, Liam Mahone, Jack Carpentier is the first TKC race winner, Pride seat. Ooh, 2 wide at the front.
Make it 3 wide.
Oh, Matt Mika trying to make it 3 wide on the inside. He will. 3 wide for the race. He lead here in the TKC offline series at Daytona, getting a really, really crazy start to the season here. And then that Ford machine of Colin Cropley trying to hold on in the middle. As even I'm trying to get my announcing skills ready for the year, just to keep up with this absolute madness. 4 wide in the middle of the pack, and that's going to have to
work. That ain't gonna work.
He's going to have to merge back safely, and he does. And this, like I said, those little hiccups that happen in the middle of the pack, that's how you can make those 2 lanes, and that's not good for the 1 car. But that's how you lose the front draft, and that is not what you want, Matt.
Yeah, that 30 car trying to make it 4 wide, that's not an option, especially around here at Daytona. But if you try to make it 4 wide, just be prepared for something very, very unusual to happen. Let's just say that.
Or major problems, as we are side by side for the lead now between Wyatt Smith and Matt Meekum. Wyatt Smith making moves, is now up to the race lead. What a race we've had here. And even some drivers I didn't even mention. Charles Wimbley, Colin Grace, Cooper Van Horn, Benzomethazine, Kenneth Watson, who's racing here before, and even Matt Haas running back there, and the number 14 machine too, working, trying to hang with the front pack. He might have got caught in that second pack here, as I think we're kind of breaking into 2 packs. So that's basically the whole field. We have gone through this whole field here today. We've actually had 6 drivers that did not qualify for this race, as we're side by side for the lead.
That did not qualify, and I'll name a couple right now. Nathan Labrador, Jonathan Joseph, Calvin Marshall, Dom Callan, Henry Keller, Ramon, Garama, Colin Major, Colin Good, Alex Vidal, our race series director, and Ethan Orang and Ryan Miller. Those are your DMQs.
Yeah, then even the driver that I entered in the 87 machine, unfortunately could not make it due to engine issues. So it was going to be a 43 car grid that had to be low to a 42, and he even did brace his way in, get that last spot. We're 3 wide in the middle, getting so dicey here, and even let alone surviving qualifying, let alone surviving the duels. Now, you're here at Daytona with 41 other cars that all want one thing. This can only mean that you gotta really hold your belts tight, and you really gotta hold your line, or else things can go wrong really, really quickly.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. But look at Brandon Devine and Joe Peters up here in the 28. That Joe started in about 17th position. Brandon started about 15th. So that inside line, wherever you start on the inside line, it started to pay off a little bit.
It definitely makes it work, and making some aggressive moves down there too. You know, drivers just kind of slotting their way on in. Doesn't seem like the drivers at the front are holding that inside line too aggressively, but you know, rightfully so, as Brandon Devine, I guess, wanted to hop on that outside lane, but he's doing a great job doing that thing I said, kind of trying to control the packs behind him. But as they break up behind him, that's good for the inside line. But that's Brandon Devine and Wyatt Smith leading the outside charge, and Wyatt Smith takes it to that 3rd lane now. Will Colin Cropley sneak his way in that 2nd lane? This is just a preview of just what we're going to see here at Daytona Speed Weeks. Even in real life, you know, they didn't, oh, that's the 18 car making a move on the inside now. 3 wide for the lead between Brandon Devine and then that 18 car of...
That's Christian Barker in the 18. Here comes Sam Castanese in the 48. As I'm going to shift cameras.
And that's Christian Barker. He started barely making.
Yeah. He started.
He was I was saying he was barely making this field from what I saw in the beginning of the duels. He actually had a really rough beginning of the duels, but when he made it, I was actually surprised that he made it. But he's hanging in there, holding that outside lane. And what were you going to say, Matt?
Yeah, I was going to say the 6th. Here comes out. Well, the 18th started 6th, and he finished 2nd in the duels. And here comes the 2nd place in duel number 1. And here comes duel number 2 winner, Indy Cassidy on the bottom. Oh my. What a race we're starting to get into. As that behind the pack, the pack that actually got split up, is starting to reel in this pack right here in the front pack.
Yes, it is. Now, Indy Cassidy has made his way to the lead. He's going to be running a lot of splits in the iRacing Daytona 500 this week, as he's trying to control the front pack, because he's going to lead his first lap here in the TKC NR2003 Daytona 150 here. 3 wide behind him. Oh man, we should be seeing green flag pit stops not too far away here, as a 25 machine. Alex Smith, that driver that started on the outside of road 2, also TKC runner-up champion last year also, and in the winter championship in the running for the overall champion. He is now taking the race lead back, as we got another charge on the inside, Matt. Yeah,
Nick Aguilar, Ben Braley's there. Somebody started 13th in duel or overall. Sam Hoskins is there. Let's see how the that group in the back is starting to single file, so they might be coming up in a hurry. They're only 2 seconds behind, and it might be a 1.5 seconds by the end of this lap. Yes. So, almost a second.
Yes, indeed.
So,
ooh, that 22 car getting pretty aggressive on the inside, saying, hey, let me take that 10. And that 10 car is being driven by Nicholas Aguilar, driving with that Urban Youth entry, trying to see if they can pick up a win in this offline Daytona 500. This is just the offline 500. There is so much going on.
We're about to go 4 wide.
Oh no! And this is just when it can go wrong. When you think you can have it. And we're 4 wide for the leader at Daytona. Matt Meekum trying to hold the inside line. This is unbelievable stuff. Will they be able to hold it through the trial? Well, they got to hang on and be so careful. Somebody's going to come up with somebody.
Somebody has to give.
Somebody has to give here. This is unbelievable stuff. Heading into turn number 1 at Daytona, and looks like Matt Meekum's trying to swap back in line, but that 28 car isn't wanting to let him quite have it. Oh my goodness.
God. I don't know how they got. I don't know how they did that.
I don't know how they got through that, Matt. You know, you thought I was at a loss of words a couple minutes ago. I am at a total loss for words now. Unbelievable racing we have here. I don't know how they've kept it green. 18 laps, almost a third of the way through the TKC Daytona 150, and Pat Meekum in that Levine Family Racing Machine's your new race leader.
Yeah, and now that pack that fell back because of the 30 is now caught up. So now we got almost everybody in the field that is running except for the 8 and 38 right here that's on the trial. Chris Salowski and Jeff Ramsell.
It was like Chris Salowski and Jeff Ramsell got caught up in some bad news out back, but they were able to sort it out, so no caution. They're going to be hoping for a caution so they can try to get back up the field. But there's Alex Patino. He's making his way back up. And now Steve Hetrick's in that front pack, but he's kind of in the middle by himself. That 28 machine's got to see if he's going to help out Carson or Steve. Not sure who he is, and looks like he's going for that outside lane to Steve Hetrick, trying to hang on in the middle part of that pack. So much going on here. And as that driver I mentioned earlier, Christian Barker, he is kind of backed up into the pack a little bit,
yeah,
but now here's
18 right now.
Here comes a 48 again. like I said, this has been a very competitive race so far, which is really what I wanted to see after the duels. And you know, some of these drivers made some adjustments, and here's the number 48 making a move on the inside of Matt Meekum. That 48 machine is being driven by Sam Catanese. Sam Catanese, he is your TKC Summer Series champion of 2021 for the lightweight class. He is a great driver. He has an awesome little race shop in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and he's running in this offline race, and he's leading the field right now. Doesn't really have much help.
59 car coming around. He's starting to get for the lead. He started all the way back at the
59. Place. That's the 59 of Brock Mulcahy, I believe.
Yes.
And Brock Mulcahy, LVGP regular, along with Sam Catanese. And it's funny, if you look at his name at the track, his name is literally Slambo Killa. So he's trying to be the Slambo Killa on the inside here at Daytona. And he is currently trying to go for the lead, but Sam's not quite trying to let him have it. It's Brock trying to go up, and Brock, he's going to lead a lap at Daytona. Look at all these drivers that are leading laps at Daytona.
29 as well. He came from 39th. And he leads the lap. Cooper Van Horn driving to 29.
And it's just the magic of Daytona when everybody drives well, but it's still competitive out there. And there's just been some instances, I don't know how they made it through. I don't know how they made it this clean this far. This is near the outside lane getting a little bit of a charge. I can't even keep up with all the action that's going on here. This is just unbelievable racing going on with these Gen 6 cars. And looks like that Napa machine.
Yeah, Brock McCauley. This is a part-time ride for Levine Family Racing. In the 59, obviously they're running. The 59 of Derek Krause is running full-time, but with 2 rides, with the 99 and the 59. And so we are 3 wide, deep by deep, all the way in the back.
3 by 3 by 3. Unbelievable racing going on here at Daytona. And these drivers are still fighting to stay with the lead pack here, not doing anything they can to not lose a draft, making sure the lead driver of their pack is at least trying to get up to the rear of somebody, as we see someone trying to suck up to the slipstream of Sam Catanese and get a run there. But Brock Mulcahy looking like he's going to lead another lap here at Daytona. looking really strong out there in that 59 part-time Napa machine. And all I can say is what unbelievable respect these drivers have been somehow able to have for each other so far. And there's been some aggressiveness. There's been some stuff going on, but anything can happen. You know, and I'm curious to see if they can take this one green all the way.
Here, Kenneth Watson looking for the lead now in 81. Text images, Joe Gibbs Toyota. How about Alex Smith trying to make it 3 wide?
Alex Smith, he wants this. He wants this win so badly. He's trying to take his throttle and his foot down to the floor and just send it down the inside and try to lead this field at Daytona. And it looks like Alex Smith, he's going to lead another lap. And then that Tide machine making a full-blown comeback as well. And Brock Mulcahy, he slides up to the inside. Alex Smith kind of sliding up to the inside a little bit. He's hanging on, though, playing really good defense up there. And Kenneth Watson, he started towards the back of the pack. He's a TKC regular driver who drives a lot of the races in the New England area. And he has been definitely a threat at one of the old X1 Boston races. And he is a lot of experience karting. And he's running this 81 machine here in this series. Put him out there, and he's doing a fantastic job trying to fight and see if he can maybe pick up a TKC 150 win. If you're watching this race, if you want to do a pool for tomorrow's Daytona 500, the official TKC drivers pool, as Kenneth Watson going for the lead there. They're going 3 wide behind him. Kenneth Watson wants this lead over Alex Smith. Anyway, yeah, the 2023 TKC drivers pool. If you want to be involved, just let us know. And anyone can throw up in the pool, and then we will be announcing our prizes and everything on Discord. So make sure you stay tuned to Discord for all updates with that. And
yeah, somebody we haven't talked about is this 41 car, Jake Ennis, and the Alpha Energy Solutions Ford. That is somebody that we've kept an eye on, as something just happened with the 99 in this big pack. Now it's looking like a bowling pins right now, with 2, 3, and 3 like formation. but yeah, Jake Ennis in the 41, somebody we haven't talked about today.
Oh, for sure. Jake Ennis, he started around the 22nd or 23rd position. Actually, he started, I'll tell you exactly where he started. 23rd. He has been kind of trying to hang with the pack, trying to stay out of trouble. He was able to kind of make his way on through, and here he is in a pretty comfortable position. But that front pack, you know, whenever you can get a chance to kind of leave a pack in the distance, you know, even though you got to work at everybody, if you can leave a pack in the distance, even if, you know, oh man, that driver can't help you anymore, that's one less driver that you got to deal at the end. That's one less driver that's caught up in this mess of cars that just these super speedways create. You know, as you see, they're just 3 by 3 by 3, all congested. But, you know, that's the thing. They're trying to hang on, trying to race each other. But as we're 3 wide for the lead, Brandon Devine leading the outside charge, Nick Aguilar leading the middle lane, and Sam Catanese leading the inside lane. A lot of awesome names, and a lot of really, really good TKC drivers that are on this list. And it's so awesome to see them, even if it's on an offline series. It's so awesome to see them so close. Any of these drivers could win, really, you know. And I'm sure if you're watching this, you're looking at your guy like, come on. You know, you're looking at it. You know? And well, once this race finishes up and once we get down to the last 10 laps, that's where it's going to really mean something. And we're at lap 29 now. So if we get past lap 30, this should be a one-stop. We saw in the duels, they had to pit a lot earlier. You know, I guess they were doing that for strategy. So in this race, looking like they're going to be able to pull off this 150-miler with a one-stop. But Samuel Catanese leading that 42 machine.
Yeah, the 42, Liam Mahone. What's going on with this team in the 42?
Well, we got the Cheerios sponsor on board for this team, Liam Mahone. He has had a really tough duels. He barely made the race, but he finished 15th in Budweiser duel number 2. So, you know, he was able to fight on through using that off that team off of the Cup Series. But like I said, just like we talked about with Jake, kept it clean, trying to keep running, stayed on the inside, and now he has made his way on up to the front. Indy Cassie fighting on through. Indy Cassie is a driver that definitely wanted to keep his spirits high in this race, and this week he wants to get as much glory as possible. We ran together at Bathurst, so I know Indy wants success, and no matter what his name is on this week. So he's definitely happy that he's running in P number 2. But Matt Meekum, he's still fighting up here in the front pack. But look how big this pack still is. Every single person that is still in this pack can still theoretically win this race, and that's just the nature of the beast of Daytona.
Something I also noticed down the bottom that the Toyotas were starting to form up with Matt Meekum, Wyatt Smith, and Christian Barker. Ooh, we almost had a crash with the 24 to 59.
Ooh, if he would have came down on him there, I think that would have made them both toast and probably took out a bunch of cars behind them. But they were able to keep it together as we are now past halfway. We should be seeing green flag pit stops anytime within the next 8 to 15 laps. So that's going to be the pit window, lap 38 to 45, I believe, or they might be coming in a little earlier than that, which they can do. They should be able to make it to the end without an issue.
Yeah, but the real key is now is that pit road is the winner. Whoever has the fastest pit stop and tries to get out ahead of everybody else, that's where it's going to come down to.
Oh, for sure, Matt. That's one thing about any super speedway race. You have to try to not only make sure your pit stop is perfect, and it's such a hard part of the race. It's such a dangerous thing. We're side by side for the lead once again with Indy Cassie and Sam Catanese. You're literally coming down from these drivers are running at 198, 200 miles an hour, and they got to slow all the way down. And these cars are not made to brake at all. They're made to do exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah, speaking of pit stops, we got some takers. Trying to go back here. As we got the 12, the 42, the 9, the 11, 30, 62, 43. And I believe that is it for this.
So that's going to be one pack, and that's a couple people that there's their spotters and their crew chief told them to come down. And there's Steve Hetrick pulling in now, and these guys got to make this stop as best as they can so that they can try to make a run. Because that's the thing, if you pit earlier, what you're hoping for is that you can get a run on the cars that pit later, but they're going to have to all form up. And there's only a few of them, but it looks like that 42 had a monumentally better stop than the rest. So wonder how many of these drivers are going to stay with each other, and some of these guys are going to lose the draft. Who knows? It's just such a rough time.
Here's our second pack that's coming in. Alex Smith, Brennan Schubert, Colin Lichtenwater, Fontes. Let's see who else is in here.
So the pit window is a lot earlier.
There's Sam Catanese.
The pit window is a lot earlier than what I mentioned a few laps ago, which I guess makes sense as each driver trying to get the jump on each other. And if there is a caution, if you already do have your pit stop done, you're good to go. So I understand why these guys came in a few laps earlier. So here we go. We still have a lot of this field that still needs to come in. I say a little more than half has already come in now, but this is the other pack of drivers coming now as we race lap number 30, coming to lap number 35 of 60.
Yeah,
more takers on pit road
right here. The 59, the 14, the 10 we got contact.
Oh, there's contact. Oh no, Brock Malkany involved in an accident on pit road. They're gonna have to try to see if they get back on their stall. He has some damage. The number 29, which, oh my God, they're like in each other's stall. Unbelievable.
The beauty of NR2003 is right here.
What just looks like what happened was Brock is just going to have to come back around. He's going to have to get some damage repair, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hang with the pack here. Basically, I think they just had to stick fuel in there and just let him go and be like, all right, do what you can do now. We have damage now.
Yeah,
not sure.
Yeah, 14 and Matt Haas may have gotten damage as well. But yeah, heavy damage to that 59.
Oh, for sure. 150%. This has been a very clean race until really that moment. That's like I said, when you're coming down from that high of a speed, you come on pit road, there can be all kinds of miscommunication, and It can end your race just like that. So like we've said, races have been won and lost on pit road here at Daytona, but we got Indy Cassidy leading his pack here, and Indy Cassidy did pit already, correct?
Yes, he did. He was the first one that came out of that big pack that just came in, and Katniss is now trying to lead the lap, and this is probably for the battle for the lead right now.
This is probably
the rest of the field coming around.
This should be net battle for the lead. And here's some of the late takers that are coming out now, trying to see what they can make happen.
But yeah, here's the 19 of White Smith going for a move on Indy Cassidy. Let's see who else is in this big pack. Let's see. Chris Harvey, Jake Ennis, Joe Peters. I'm trying to think of names that we haven't talked about. There's the 9, Nathan Ormond, who's up here now. And Penn Jark, our pole sitter. There's Dylan Matthews in the 40. Alex Penn in the 30. RJ Cummins in the 43. And this is probably going to be your pack for the battle for the lead.
I guess so. These drivers were able to hang with each other, and they were able to put the pedal to the metal, and they got just enough slipstream to keep up with the drivers in front, and that is Sam Katniss and Wyatt Smith. So all drivers that come down pit road now, and these are the drivers that have been able to hang with the front pack. 3 wide for the lead, as we're going to be coming to 22 laps to go this time by. Unbelievable stuff going on here, as this has been a really clean race, but also some drivers are already out of the mix, and these pit stops always just seem to spread out the field at Daytona, as there's just such a variety of how long it takes. So
yeah, definitely. I'm seeing right now in the scoreboard the 10 of Nick Aguilar retired, but we don't know what the reason is for him. If I'm going to keep looking, there's the 59, so he's still going.
He's still going, but he's now a lap
there's
down.
The 29.
Yeah, it looks like he had damage as well.
So I'm going to say those two were the cause of the accident.
And we're still agreeing to happen to pit road. There's no hazard on track. But there's Jake Ennis trying to make some moves up there for the lead. Very interesting to see how things cycle through, but I believe the first takers were got the best end of the stick here, because they were able to get that run on everybody else, and they were just going so much faster by the time they were coming out of pit road, and that's the name of the game.
But yeah, finally we're going to have our first lap car encounter coming out turn 2 right now. That's the 38, Jeff Ramsell. Then we're going to have the leaders catch up, and this might not be good for any of these drivers.
Definitely not, as we're going to be coming to 20 laps to go this time by. Well, looks like we're trying to go 4 wide again here. That 28 kind of getting caught up in the middle of that. Jake Ennis trying to see if he can lead that charge and help him out on that outside lane. Some lap traffic coming through here. Interesting race we've had so far, for sure, Matt.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely unbelievable how this race has turned out so far, and some of the close calls we've had. But things are still getting dicey as middle pack here, and as the laps continue to wind down, I guarantee
this middle pack is very, very formative. They are really struck in together. If they can start closing up a little bit, they might have a chance to get in this front pack. But yeah, some big names in this pack. We got Christian Barker, Dylan Matthews, there's Schubert in the 88. Let's see, there's the one of Colin Grace. Colin is a friend of Matt Haas, who's raced at Audubon Harrisburg. He's a 4-time league champion at Audubon and won the 2022 E-Kart Track Championship there. So he's been a development driver for Matt Haas, and he's shown what he can do.
More than definitely, and he's really trying to hang with this pack and try to help these guys get up there. So, but here's the 9 car leading this charge. That's Nathan Ormond trying to see if he can get Liam Mahone and Sam Katniss and help them just get away from everybody else. But
we also have the 59 coming, so there's 2 lap cars they have to come around.
This is going to be good for those 2 packs that are further down the straightaway than they are. And that's Brock.
Side by side. Oh no, they're going to be side by side.
Brock and Jeff side by side as the lead pack comes right up to them. and they just do not have the pace to keep up with these guys. So I am sure that the packs behind them are loving this, and Carson might just be able to snip the draft of that lead pack because of these lap cars, and I think he does, even though they're battling a little bit.
Definitely. The 59 and 38, they have to get around, or everybody has to get around the 59 and the 38 ASAP, because here comes that middle pack right now.
100%, and we'll take their 3 wide. That 9 car trying to hang with them, but that 59 car who suffered that damage and brought him home, he was definitely in the run for the lead before that incident happened. But right now he's just trying to see what kind of draft he can even salvage here. But here's the second pack now that it has caught up to the lap traffic, so they're going to try to get around him. But then Eddie Cassie, Wyatt Smith, and Sam Catanese 3 wide for the lead, and then, oh no, this is getting unbelievable. Liam Mahone making moves, and Tin York, your pole sitter, back in the mix now. And then there's that 28 machine of Joe Peters as well. Joe Peters has been a big threat this race, and he's been running really well in that Bass Pro machine car, and he's going to really try to hang with this front pack here to try to see if he can snag a Daytona 150 victory. To our duels on Thursday, you saw there was a lot of accidents. As we're 4 wide for P number 4 here.
No, please don't wreck. Oh, they almost did. They almost did.
Looks like the 12 and the 9 had a little bit of contact there. But the 41 trying to see if he can squeeze in the middle. Oh, man, some close calls as I'm talking about. There were some crashes at the duels the other day, but these drivers trying to hang in there. We still have 16 laps to go here, so there's plenty of time, but also the laps are winding down really quickly. Thank you for tuning in to today's edition of the TKC NR2003 Offline Series. Here we are, our version of the Daytona 500, the Daytona 150. Happy Speed Weeks. And there's that 24 machine leading the next pack coming through this lap car. Looks like they got a lot of time to the front pack here, so they're just going to try to split them. Ooh, I hope so. If something goes wrong here, that is going to bring everyone together. But oh Lord!
But yeah, in this big pack we have the 11 of Karsten Cole, IC, the 37 Justin Dietrich, the 47 Brandon Vine. Let's see, RJ Cummins in the 43, and Adam Walker in the 09. Again, sponsored by Pride, just making the Daytona 500. Here's another big pack, the 25, the 20, 15, 62, 3, 32, and the 0. And then there is Matt Haas, the Lonely Man. And there's Cooper Van Horn. And then we got another group of cars that the leaders are going to come up on.
Yes, indeed. And there's that 2 car starting to come back into the mix in this front battle for the lead. And driving that number 2 car is Chris Harvey. He really would love to come out. All these drivers obviously love to come out with a win here, but Chris Harvey, he's been staying in the fight. They had a fantastic pit stop in that Miller Lite Penske machine, so he's going to try to do what he can to hang with Sam Catanese. We have some more lap cars coming through here. We have a really fast average pace for this race here, as there's been no cautions, but anything can really change that here, as we are going to be winding down the laps.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the lap cars now. It's the 02, the 8, and see, the 29 is also coming up as well. So, it looks like Matt Haas got some damage from that pit road incident as well. As I could tell by the rear end is starting to slant down a little bit, so he's got some damage. And now Chris Harvey's taking the lead.
Yes, indeed, he is. Chris Harvey taking the lead on the back straightaway. And that's Wyatt Smith. And that's Brenna Schubert. Brenna Schubert now back in the mix for the win.
Oh boy, look at this. Sam Catanese in 4th. Those two are going to be a threat. Once those two lock together, they cannot get each other off. So that is one thing to keep an eye on, the 88 and the 48.
Yes, they have tons of experience racing each other. And racing with each other for the last few years. And Brenna was in that second pack, but she was able to fight on through, and that lap car helped her get up to that front pack. It looks like this lap car kind of hurt Sam here. He's kind of starting to fall back in that third lane, but he's going to try to hang with the lead pack. And that's Brenna Schubert going for the lead on the inside. Brenna Schubert wants this, and she wants to take this 88 car to victory lane today. And she just took a step into possibly doing that by taking the race lead here. And let's see if she will lead a lap as we come to the line with 11 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, Brenna is our only female in this grid. Surprising. But here comes Colin Grace out of that #1 Brandt Chevrolet. His team with Haas Racing actually finished 5th in Monza 10 Hours just by having 2 broken carts, 1 penalty, and still managed to get a top 5 out of that endurance race somehow.
Well, that just shows if you never give up, you keep fighting, you can make something happen no matter what. But there's that 42. Liam Mahone not out of the mix by any means. Kenneth Watson not out of the mix. Ten Yorick and Wyatt Smith side by side. That's basically the front pack, but looks like Alex Bettino trying to hang with the front pack here. Joe Peters trying to not lose that front draft, trying to really keep a close eye on who still is in the mix of this race. It's one thing you got to keep in mind of these super speedway races. But with 10 laps to go now, we are now pretty heavily into this race. We have run a solid amount of laps thus far, run about 125 miles, only 25 miles left to go as Brenna Schubert leading the field. Liam Mahone trying to make moves, and all these names, if you've been to a touring car event or if you're involved in the touring car championship community, you definitely recognize a lot of these names. This is an awesome, fun way to celebrate 20 years of NR 2003, but you had a fantastic race here to get our season kicked off. Tune in every weekend as we have a new race. Not going to exactly follow the NASCAR schedules. Next week will be at Daytona Road Course to keep this going. Some of the races will just have Matt Haas, but for at least for the big ones, hopefully in some of the other key rounds, you will have me in the booth as well. But it's been a clean race so far here as that #2 car starting to fight his way on back. Chris Harvey definitely is very hungry and wants to take this Daytona 150 win, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. But I think one person is not going to rule him out. It's that one car, Colin Grace. Colin has been very, very strong. All race started back in like 40th place. I had to qualify on times, but wrecked in the duels, and now he's in this pack almost in the top 5, and he's running 4th right now. But meanwhile,
Definitely
here comes
is.
2. Down
And
the
here
inside
he
Brenna.
comes, Chris Harvey trying to take the lead away from Brenna. Brenna had the lead, but he took it on the inside, but Brenna will not let him have it back for long. But she's got to be calculated, and she's got to be perfectly patient, but not too patient. It's just the nature of racing at Daytona, and Brenna going all the way down the inside, barely threading the needle, going back for this race lead.
The little switcheroo, like F1 does, but all in the super speedway.
And that is very classic right there. That #1 machine is trying to keep himself in the fight for the win. That is Colin Grace going for it on the inside lane, getting some help from Kenneth Watson. Alex Patino's pack is shuffled up so much, but this front pack building again.
3 wide here.
3 wide for the lead is Kenneth Watson going on the inside. Brenna Schubert kind of gets hustled out by Colin Grace here in this front pack here at Daytona International Speedway as Alex Bettino starting to slot in here, and this is absolutely awesome, Matt. I feel like it's race season again. I had not announced a race since November at Englishtown, and I'm back, and we are back in business now as this is unbelievable racing going on out the front. And Cook, who is back in the lead, that's Kenneth Watson.
Yes.
Alex Bettino, is he going to lead this lap?
He does not. Only by only at 300ths. But meanwhile, they're starting to catch this 14 of Matt Haas. And again, like I said, looks like he's got some damage. If I'm gonna look at it, just slight damage on the rear. So this is gonna be a factor for the win here.
And here's that Ford machine making his way on through now. This is going to be an unbelievable finish to this race here. Kenneth Watson trying to control all 3 of those lanes. Colin Cropley leading that middle charger. Coming up to the last car now. We're going to be coming now to how many laps to go, Matt?
We're coming up to 6 laps to go right now, and looks like they are going to catch Haas, but the question is, will Haas play a team order? Because he sees that 4 car right in front, so you never know what's going to happen. Team orders could be a real huge factor here.
That would be unbelievable if something like that happened. But we're going to really see how this can play out here. But that 9 car is trying to make a move on the inside. And then at number 19, Wyatt trying to help him out, following through Nathan Orman, trying to head in the lead of this race. But Kenneth Watson using experience, his aggression. And Christian Barker, don't ever count that driver out. He's still in the mix. Ryan Schubert kind of at the back of that 4-car lane up front. On the outside.
And down the inside.
5 laps to go.
Yeah, 5 laps to go. We got 4 drivers on the inside, 5 drivers on the outside. Make that 3 wide now. And now it's anybody's race.
It really is anybody's race still, as this entire front pack can make anything happen, but also with things getting more aggressive at the end of this race, I think that can cause for trouble. But these guys and girl just got to keep it clean and just stay in their lane. And then on that last lap, they got to go for it. Then they can go for it, and then they'll be racing to the line. They got to make that white flag. And we have some more lap traffic coming in. Some shuffling going on.
But like I said, the 14, and they're going to catch the 59 again. So Haas has gone around Brock with no ease, but now it's the 59 they're more worried about. But Wyatt Smith is now leading. We'll see Liam Mahone and Matt Meekum down there. As here they go around the lap car to 59. Oh, they almost held him up.
Oh no, drivers like this really should be going down to the apron, but he is really mixing up this race. I'm sure drivers behind him are not too happy with being behind him, but they have to be smart. They can't just plow through him and wreck themselves and the rest of the field. So this is very, very tough as we come down to 4 lap, I believe.
3 to go now, and Wyatt Smith is now catching the 14 of Matt Haas. And Haas has said that the only reason I'm driving this Ford is because of Ryan Preece. Which it doesn't surprise me, but he's a Ryan Preece fan. And now he's going to lap down.
Yeah, this is 3 laps to go now, coming to 2 laps to go. And looks like still a lot of drivers in this front pack in the mix, getting around the lap traffic as Matt Haas trying to hang on the outside. It's down to Liam Mahone and Wyatt at the front. Matt Meekum, Sam Catanese behind. Indy Cassie, he has kept himself in the fight up front, running in that 5th position as he's following 2 to go, and there's your young driver of Wyatt Smith trying to take this TKC offline Daytona 150 victory. And we are going to be coming to the white flag this time. My, what a race we've had so far. Caution free somehow. I don't know how that happened, but Matt Meekum trying to make moves, but that driver you said to never count out, that's Jake Innes. Look who's back. Joe Peters, he's back. Do not count him out. And Liam Mahone still trying to fight in there, coming to the white flag this time by Matt Haas.
Yeah, definitely. It ain't over till it's over until that tracker flag drops. It's basically winning you're in at this point. You could lock yourself in the chase by winning this race. As here comes Sam Catanese, the white flag is out. Oh boy. This might be setting up the first finish right here.
Oh, for sure, Matt Haas. And this is what we do it for these unbelievable finishes. Joe Peters making the trade on the inside line, try to catch up, and Joe Peters is going to be aggressive. Can Joe Peters steal this one from Sam Catanese? Sam Catanese, your leader, he's got some space, but there's going to be some big-time slipstream coming from behind him with Wyatt Smith leading Jake Innes, and now that's 3 cars that have a chance. Can Sam Catanese play that defense? But will Wyatt Smith try to make a move at the end? Coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Sam Catanese in the lead. Will he be able to take it to the line? Wyatt Smith's he going to look? He's going to try. I don't think he has enough time. Sam Catanese is your winner of the Daytona 150, and he will take the points lead and will be locked in the chase. And then following that will be Wyatt Smith in P2, Jake Innes in P3, Joe Peters in P4, Tim York in P5, Indy Cassie gets a solid P6, Kenneth Watson in P7, Matt Meekum in P8, and then Colin Cropley in P9, and then Alex Penn in P10. It all rhymes up, it all lines up, and they all lined up for a fantastic caution-free race here at Daytona, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. As we were doing some practice races, we had cautions like left and right in the first 10 laps. So I'm glad they actually kept it clean, kept their nose clean, and we didn't even have a single caution. So some of the drivers that I want to mention that didn't finish, well, there's only a couple drivers that did not finish on the lead lap. Nick Aguilar, Matt Haas, Chris Salowski, Jeff Ramsdell, Jack Carpentier, Brock Mahoney, and Cooper Van Horn. Those drivers did not finish on the lead lap. But, yeah, that's pretty much 35 drivers on the lead lap. How about that?
Yeah, that is awesome. And that is really as good as offline racing gets at Daytona. And that was a fantastic show of driver capability from the AI control drivers we had out there on the track, but representing their real life counterparts, but also our TKC drivers. Thank you for signing up for this race. I hope you enjoyed it. I really thought that anything could have happened there. Anyone really had it in there. Sorry to the people that didn't make the race, but hopefully you tuned in. This has been a really, really good race. And if you want to scroll down a little bit just so you can see where you finished, as you see as you go down the order. Well, with that being said, what a fantastic way to get the offline season and the real season underway and to celebrate Speed Weeks. Make sure you tune in next Saturday morning as we will be uploading round number 2 of the TKC offline series. Thank you for tuning into the duels on Thursday or tuning into the Daytona 150 this morning. Thank you from me and Matt Haas. Anything to say, Matt?
No, it was just a really good race, and let's keep the season going, keep it clean, and let's see who will come out on top.
Sounds good from all of us at the Touring Car Championship. Happy 20th birthday to NASCAR Racing 2003 season, and make sure you join our Discord at the link in the description to get involved for a Daytona 500 tomorrow, as we will all be in there. It's been awesome to have a lot of fun in the Speed Weeks. Good luck in your iRacing splits to anyone that's doing it throughout the community. Thank you so much for tuning in to Offline TKC Racing, just a way to keep the racing going as we await for round number 5 of 6 of the TKC Winter Championship at Lehigh Valley Grand Prix. Sign up at motorsportreg.com and you can get involved, or we're opening for free admission for spectators as well. So please come out, get involved in the karting community. Northeast Karting Challenge coming, and also we have the go-kart racing experience going to be opening up in Englishtown. Going to be managed by yours truly, and a lot going on. Glad we were able to squeeze an NR2003 series in. If you made it all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend, as always. See you next week at Daytona Road Course, Saturday, 9 a.m.